Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to film today the Get to Know Me tag. I thought it'd be quite fun to bring something a little bit different to the channel. So I've chosen this page out of Hannah Calzon's newest book and I'm going to go in with Inktense. Whether I finish this off on this video or not is a different thing. I will try and remember to tell you as I'm going what colours I'm going to be using. I do have the full set just here. My well-loved pencils, these are my watercolour pencils. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. Let me just pick my first colour first. So for the gold, I want Sienna Gold. I'm not going to, hopefully, not going to have to do much editing with this one. I just want it to be a bit more, not my usual style, be a bit more relaxed. I probably should have done the pencils beforehand, but hey ho. So the first question, I've just got them up here on my phone at the side of me, is what is my name? My name is Deborah, spelt D-E-B-R-A, and the amount of times that people have called me Deborah and spelled it with the O and the H is unbelievable. So yeah, that is my name. Second question is, what is your nickname? My nickname is Debbie. Debbie to most people. My dad calls me D occasionally, but it's normally just Debbie, and that's how I like it. I never really like the name Deborah for myself, so Debbie's sort of stuck. I think I'm gonna go over this mostly before going in with the water, I think, but we'll just play it by ear. I will zoom in just a tad more. Question number 3, do you like your name? Well, I've already answered that in question 1, so no, I don't particularly like my own name. I do believe that I was named after the singer Blondie, because at the time my dad had a massive crush on her, which is very, very weird. Has anybody else's parents named them after a singer? We're quite interested to know that. When is your birthday? My birthday is the 21st of November 1987. I think I'll bring this down a little bit more. I want it to be light in certain areas, that's why I'm leaving them blank. What are your 3 favourite colours? I like pink, that is usually the colour of my hair, a very pastel pink. I like white, I do like white, but I don't have a lot of white around my house because I've got 2 dogs. Each one of them is a tan colour, so she's mostly black and she sheds, so I don't have a lot of white around. And then I probably like a pastel baby blue colour, yeah. So I'm just trying to match the other side here. I'm going to have to bring the other side up just a little bit. Next question, what are your 3 favourite quotes? I actually can't think of any favourite quotes off the top of my head. If I could, it'd probably be anything that David Attenborough said. So yeah, I can't really answer that off the top of my head. Let's just do this one matching too. We've just been out for a lovely walk to the lake, but it started thundering again. So it was like, oh god, quickly back to the car. It's been terrible this last, I want to say 3-4 days have been horrendous with the weather over here. Right, what is your favourite show, TV, YouTube or movie? I'm a sucker for anything dinosaurs, so my first one would probably be the first Jurassic Park. I don't think you can beat that. I think it was the shock factor with the first one, like, oh my god, they brought dinosaurs back. When they got out of that car and they saw the Brontosaurus for the first time and they was like gobsmacked. I really like that one. I love, 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 love Game of Thrones, but I don't like the last season. It was terrible in my opinion. But the actual lead up to it and all the other seasons before that were fantastic. So I'm going to try and keep it matching, so I'm just going to go from one side to the other. And then my last one, I do love Titanic. The film with Jack Dawson and Rose. I actually made my husband go to the pictures and take me to watch that because they replayed it a couple of years ago in 3D. He wasn't too impressed, but I loved it. I think I've seen that too much because I nearly know it word by word. Right, so what's the next question? What are the 3 qualities you like in a best friend? Trust, that's the main thing. Compassion, and they have to have a sense of humour. Can't take life too seriously. I think there's too much bad things in the world. We've got to have a laugh about something, you know. Right, so this side is there. And let's just match it up while we're at it. What is your dream? My dream used to be, I used to have always wanted to be a vet. Growing up I always wanted to be a vet, but honestly now my dream is that one day my daughter will talk. That is my dream now. Some of you are aware, some people might not if it's the first time that you've clicked on any of my videos. My daughter is disabled. She's got cerebral palsy, quadriplegic cerebral palsy, so that affects all 4 of her limbs. She can't walk, talk, crawl, etc, etc, everything else that comes with it. So let's do the other side. So yeah, my dream would be one day we wake up and she can natter it away and then she can tell me what she needs or wants. That would make mine and my husband's life and her life so much easier. I didn't want to make this a morbid video, I'm sorry. Do you wear makeup? I used to religiously wear makeup every single day. I mean, I wasn't one of them where, you know, I couldn't leave the house without wearing makeup. It wasn't to that extent. I pop a little bit of foundation on and powder and mascara. Back before I had my daughter as well, I could easily sit there for an hour and a half in front of the mirror doing my hair and my eyeshadow and putting fake lashes on and whatnot. But now I only tend to really wear makeup if me and my husband are going out for a meal or to the pictures or whatever. Because I honestly just haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to sit there anymore. I bet you're thinking, oh well, she sits there and colours. This is when my daughter's in bed. When I get a minute piece. So yeah, I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I used to enjoy sitting there doing all the different steps. The foundation, concealer, powder, all your different colour eyeshadows, lip liner, eyeliner, putting extensions in my hair. Yeah, it's just not anymore. Right, I think we're matching up there now, aren't we? What makes you cry? There's a lot of things that make me cry. I think it was not last night, the night before, I cried because I was watching David Attenborough, surprise, on Netflix, and it was it Our Planet? It weren't Planet Earth, I think it might have been Our Planet. It was his most recent one, and it was more about what the effects of global warming is having to the planet. And there was one scene where there was thousands upon thousands of walruses, and because the ice had melted, they was having to all clamber and share one tiny little island, and some of them were even climbing up the cliffs. I mean, walruses shouldn't be able to do that. Anyway, they were managing it, but when it come to coming back down, because they had the urge to eat, they were hungry, some of them were completely just falling off the cliff, and it was shown in slow motion. It's making me upset now thinking about it. It was shown in slow motion, them tumbling down this cliff, and the teeth, aren't they? The big teeth. One pinged up in the air, so it showed that obviously they were getting really hurt, and then it showed you the bottom of the cliff, and there was hundreds upon hundreds all stacked up on top of one another that had clearly, you know, died because of it. And it was just so sad. There was that, and then there was another scene with the polar bear that it got a seal pup. The seal pup was left out on the ice on its own. And yeah, it showed that, so that wasn't very nice. But I know it's nature. But that to do with the cliffs really did get me. What makes me angry? A lot of things make me angry. People not listening to me. People ignoring me. Like I said about this global warming. Anything like that. What else? I hate the fact that my next door neighbour's dogs bark and they don't tell them off. And my daughter can't stand it. It makes her cry. One other thing that does get me very angry at the minute is the arrows that we have on the supermarket floors. They're there for a reason. And some people, I think they think they're above the rules and they don't take them on. So yeah, I'm not going to go into that because I will start rambling on. So next question is, what makes you happy? My family. My family make me happy. Being around them and making them happy makes me happy. And playing with my dogs. Next question. What is fangirling? Fangirling is like if you really like, say, a YouTuber or somebody from a movie or a TV show or a singer or whatever, and you absolutely adore them, you sort of like, if you met them, oh my god, I can't believe I met that person. That's what I'm under the assumption what that means. I think I'm going to have to bring this colour up into these bits as well. So let's just shade around the edges. Right, next question. What are your 3 favourite snacks? I'm going through a stage where I love mandarins at the minute, and you get it in a fruity juice. This comes in a little container. I love them. What else do I really like? I like chocolate. I like fruit and nut. Dairy milk, fruit and nut. And what else do I snack on? Does it class as 2 things? Crackers and cheese. But the crackers have to be the salt and pepper crackers with the cheese spread on. So I'll have to just do that middle one. What are your 3 favourite foods? I like tuna mayo with like a jacket potato in salad, that sort of thing. I love sirloin steak, that's another one. And I do like Domino's pizza. I know it's really bad for you, but I do. So I'm just going to pull this colour down, I think, and not go across. Because of the way that the wax is melting, I think it might be difficult. What are your 3 favourite drinks? I like orange Capri Sun, which again, that's probably not good for you. I like gin and tonic, but that's alcohol drink. That might be another question, I'm not sure. I've not read all these questions, it's the first time that I'm reading them. I normally drink the blood orange gin with just diet tonic. And then probably the 3rd one, I do like a cup of tea. But I don't drink it like from a tea bag. I have it's called QT. It's like a white tea. It's like a powder, but you make it the same way. It's very similar anyway. What are your Oh, can you tell us about yourself, at least 10 random facts about you? I don't know if it'll be 10. I was 19 when I had my first child, my son Lewis. I was 19 years old, very, very young. And if my son got somebody pregnant at 19, I wouldn't be happy, but I couldn't really say anything because I did the same thing. I've dislocated my knee quite a few times. I ended up having an operation on my right knee. The first time it happened, I was 16 and it popped out of place when I was playing with my niece in the back garden. And I had to get took away in an ambulance. And I think the knee had been popped out at this point for like 3 or 4 hours before I got to the hospital. And I had to wait for the right person to come and pop it back into place. And that was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And then ever since then it sort of just popped out whenever it wanted to. So I ended up having to have surgery. It was keyhole surgery on my right knee. So I got 2 scars on my knee. They had to go in, and it was a long time ago. That knee surgery was about 15 years ago. I think they ended up nicking something to make scar tissue, and that was meant to help the ligament or something keep hold of the bone. I can't quite remember. It was a very, very long time ago. Another fact, how many surgeries have I had? 1, 2, 3. I think I've had 4 or 5 surgeries in the 32 years that I've been here, unfortunately. Another random fact. 2 weeks after I had an emergency C-section with my daughter, I was back home and she was still in hospital, and I was walking down a set of stairs, and the set of stairs like curves, it goes round on itself, and I fell down the stairs and landed straight on my backside, right on the bottom on the wooden flooring, and I broke my coccyx bone. I think that's how you pronounce it, basically your bum bone. I broke it, and I was having to go into hospital, visiting Isabel every day, twice a day, and sit on a chair and hold her with a broken bum. And I couldn't take painkillers at the time because I was expressing milk for her. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Definitely something I can't forget. All the things. I've got 2 chihuahuas, but most of you will probably be aware of that. I saved for my first chihuahua for over a year, I want to say, until I had enough money to buy her and pay for her jabs and, you know, all the stuff that I needed for her. I think I'm just going to go in and straight wet it now, actually. Another random fact. I've worked in a chippy for 2 years. I can't really think. Oh, this is random fact. Isabel is an IVF baby. She is an IVF baby because I ended up having one of the surgeries that I had. I had an ectopic pregnancy of twins, and they got stuck in the fallopian tube, so I ended up having to have the tube removed along with them. So yeah, she was IVF. She's my little star baby. Next question. I'll scroll down a bit. What 3 fun things you like to do? Well, colouring, of course. I used to play the computers a lot, the Xbox. I used to play the dinosaur game on the Xbox a lot. I like to play Pokemon on the Switch. I think that's probably it. 2 fun things that I do. I do like going out for a walk, but is that really classed as that? I don't know. Next one. What best describes where you live? Horrible weather. Horrible weather. If it means city, I'm not quite sure what to say, or town. Where I live, as in where my house is, I've got a really nice field just at the side of me, and I can hear the horses over night time and sometimes early morning. And my dad used to live across the road actually, but he moved just round the corner from me, which is nice. What is your crafty style? I think I've got, my style is literally mixed because I like to use so many different things, and I don't colour or paint any one way usually. I mean, I don't know, do we have a style? I'll leave that up to you to decide. I'm not sure. Next question. What is your most crafty tool? Is that what it says? Yeah. What is your most crafty tool? Well, it's not necessarily crafty. My most used at the minute is probably my Faber-Castell watercolour pencils. I do really love using them, but I've recently been using luminance a lot more. So yeah, I really enjoy using them. Next one. What is your most wished for crafty tool? I would love a book binder, so I could get all my loose PDFs and make my own book. That's what I would love. So I think that's going to be on my Christmas list this year. Next question. What is your favourite craft brand? I'm going to say, what is your favourite colouring brand? That is a difficult one. I'm just looking around at my pencils and stuff. Again, it's probably going to be Faber-Castell because I do love the watercolour pencils, but I do really enjoy using the polychromos as well. So yeah, probably Faber-Castell. Where are we up to? Do you have any pets? Yeah, I've already mentioned that. I've got 2 chihuahuas. Evie is 7 now. Yeah, she's 7 years old, and she's a cream chihuahua. And then I've got Rolo, who is 6. There's a year between them. So yeah, she's 6 years old, and she's a long-haired, tanned chihuahua. Really long-haired, even though I've just bought dog clippers, so she looks half bald now. She feels like a sheep. She was ever so good though. She was letting me do it and clip her nails and everything. Really good girl. And I've got a fish tank full of fish, obviously. When is your favourite time to craft? The evenings, and that's when I've got most of downstairs to myself. My husband's upstairs at the moment watching the first match of football that's back on, so he's overjoyed, so he's happy to be up there. And then my son's in his bedroom, probably reading one of his comics, and then Isabel's in bed, and I've got the 2 dogs behind me. Next question. Do you have a favourite non-crafty, I'll call it non-colouring, YouTube channel? Yeah, I have, and I forgot her name now. Oh, I feel terrible. Oh, Bailey Surian. She does makeup and mystery Mondays, which is, she talks about a true crime on a Monday, and basically she does a makeup at the same time. I absolutely love her. Her personality is absolutely fantastic. I think I only found her, I want to say a couple of months ago, and I've watched every single video, and she brings the new one out every Monday. She's missed the last 2 Mondays, I think. I sound like a fangirl. I think I've just explained it myself. But yeah, she's really interesting to watch and to listen to, and what she talks about. I find true crime, that sort of thing, so interesting. Some of the things that go on in this world are crazy and unbelievable. I just want to finish this last little bit here and get to the end and not move, because with ink tents, if you let it dry, it streaks like it is doing a little bit there. So I'm just trying to be quick, get this side done, and I'll get on to the next question, which is, what is your favourite store? Hobbycraft. That was easy, Hobbycraft, because we haven't got many good art stores here in the UK. There's some, there's a couple of like little independent ones, and I do find Hobbycraft to be a little bit more on the pricier side, but the selection that they've got there is fantastic. I mean, I'm like a kid in a candy store walking around that shop. My husband hates it. What is your favourite restaurant? There is a restaurant that's not far from us. It's a chain, so it's not just one place. It's called Miller and Carter, and it's basically a steakhouse. And I always, without fail, get the same thing whenever I go. So I get 8-ounce sirloin steak, medium to well. I get peppercorn sauce, and then you get a wedge of, well, it's not a full wedge, it's like a quarter wedge of iceberg lettuce. And then I get a blue cheese sauce on the lettuce. And then I usually get a side of garlic, mushrooms. And then to go with the steak, I always get a jacket potato. Always. Because they do the best jacket potatoes there. With just butter and salt. Yeah, that's my favourite place to go eating. My husband usually has more or less the same, but he has like these lobster circle things, which I'm not overly keen on. Let's move you up a little bit. What is your favourite magazine? There's only one magazine that I buy, and that is colouringhaven. I don't buy any gossip magazines, any TV guides. I don't even buy the newspaper. I just read it all online. So yeah, colouringhaven is the only magazine that I think I've bought in years and years and years. I think I was possibly given a magazine when I've been in hospital, the times that I have been in, but yeah, I've not actually purposely gone out and bought myself a magazine in a very, very long time, apart from the colouringhaven. Who is your favourite author? I haven't got a favourite author, but I have got a favourite type of books. I like anything that's basically true crime again. I've got a lot of books, like my fish tank's got a storage bit underneath it. I can store all my books on there because my bookshelf holds all my colouring books. So there's not one author, it's always a different author telling their story. So yeah, it's not just one person. It's mixed. Should I be doing this bit and this bit? I think I might leave them. No, will it look a bit odd? I don't know, I'll leave that till last and decide. What are your favourite shoes? I like Converse. I find them really, really comfortable, just the plain normal white Converse. I've gone through a few of them, and then in the winter I do wear Ugg boots. Purely because my toes go freezing. What is your favourite time of the year? That's the last question. My favourite time of year is autumn, because it's not too warm and it's not too cold, and I like the fact that the trees are turning different colours. You know, and then you can start looking forward to Halloween and bonfire night and Christmas. So that's the reason that I like them. So yeah, I'm not going to finish this off on camera because I've not totally decided where I'm going to go with this. But you'll see it in my finished pages anyway, so I hope you don't mind. It was just a bit of a fun video. Hopefully not too much editing. I'm feeling a bit burnt out today, so hopefully not. So stay safe, guys. Excuse me. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.